What shall I say? Like I always do, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. And I just need to plug in my laptop because I can see the battery is about to go out, so I don't want to lose you. Now I'm gonna try and keep this hangout to around about half an hour. So I'm not going to ramble. I'm just going to jump straight into it. And what I want to do is I'm just going to check quickly on Facebook. On YouTube. Let me know that you can hear me because I want to do some stuff on the board and then I'm going to share my screen. So what I would love you to tell me is that you can actually hear me and you can see me. And do you know what? I've got no water. Can you believe it? No water in here. And now it looks like my internet's froze up a bit. So I'm going to shut down my WhatsApp and I'm going to shut down my Skype. And I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me that you can hear me. That's all I need to know. So we got Mike Briggs, we got Stefan, we got David. Yes, Mike says yes, we've got you. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get you hearing me. Right. So what I want to do is I want to come to the whiteboard. Okay. Now I want to tell you about a new tool that we're gonna add to Zukul. Okay, to the binary options bot. And I just wanted to explain to you about this tool because I'm quite excited about the tool and how it's working or how it's going to work. And I'm not sure when it's going to be implemented, but it's going to be fairly soon. So let me take you to my whiteboard. And what I wanted to do is it's all about you making money and not losing money. Okay, so at the moment, let me just draw this line. Okay, and this is up and this is down. Okay, now let's just say that you set your bot up, okay, and there's a point here where you set your bot up, and this is you have a stop loss in, okay, you have a stop loss in for your bot, and I'm going to put that here like that stop loss, and then you've got this point here is where the bot actually starts, and maybe I'll do it in red. So I'm hoping you can see this, okay? So do let me know on if you don't see it. So at that point is when you start the bot, okay? This is when you start the robot. Now, what tends to happen is you see this point here. So that's where you would start your bot. This is your stop loss. And then there's got to be a profit line. So I'm going to say profit, okay? And I'm just going to draw that like that. So now what happens is your bot starts, okay, and I'll use this green button, this green pen, and to start with, the bot might lose some money, okay, then it might go up, might go down, provided it doesn't hit this stop loss, the bot will still carry on running, but then you get this happen, bang, okay, and it goes through, and now it's gone above the profit line. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to put in here, say 30%. And I'm going to call it hold. And I'm going to draw another line here. Okay, so what happens here is the bot's now gone into profit. Now the bot at this point can come back down and lose money again. Could be not losing your stop loss, but it would have lost your profit. But then at some point, the bot goes bang, and it goes through that second hold line. Now, what happens there is the stop loss that was down here is no longer down there, okay? This is disappeared because that stop loss now is irrelevant, okay? So we take that stop loss away, and what we do is we put a stop loss that's 30% of what your profit is. So let's just say at this point you've made $100 in profit, from when you started. It's now gone up to $100. Well, there's a stop loss of saying 30% of that. Okay, so 30%, you lost 30% on that, and that went down to 70. So the 70 mark could be, I don't know, let's just put it like this. So say the $70 mark would be somewhere like there. Oh, sorry, the $30 mark. So you would, because 30% of that is $30. So the $30 mark might be there. So what would happen now is the bot would carry on trading, okay? And then if the bot sort of came down and hit this $30 line, so that means it's just lost your $70, well, the bot would stop, but it's put you in profit. It's made a profit of $30 and the bot would stop. But let's just say that the bot didn't go down and it kept going up, okay, and you got like this. And then you see, because what happens is once this hits this first profit line, not only does this profit line that's here get taken away, okay, this gets taken away when the bot reaches the profit line, okay, and the new stop loss line. The profit line, there's a new profit line that's put up here, okay, and that's going to be a dot like that. And so let's just say that when it hits to this profit line, okay, when it hits to that profit line, the profit now is, say, 200. Now, just keeping this round figures to hopefully you get it. And now you see this stop loss, this stop thing. I don't know whether you want to call it a stop loss, but I'm going to call it a stop loss because this stop loss line is now removed from there, and it's now popped in up here. Okay, so now you've got 30% of that 200. Okay, so 30% of that 200 would be that you could definitely walk away with $60 profit. Okay, because the bot, if the price of the thing started to come down again, okay, and as soon as it hits there, as soon as the bot would have lost you, $140, you're going to walk away with 60. Okay, you're definitely going to walk away with 60. Now, in the past, we've had this stop loss line down here. Okay, so you could have a bot that could get up to $200. I've had bots that have gone $1,700 in profit, and then the next day when I've looked at them, I got up in the morning, it's actually gone in. It's I've maybe had something like $100 as a stop loss down here. Okay, a stop loss, and I've had a bot that made a profit of 1,700, and then I've gone to bed, and then in the morning when I've woke up, the bot stopped because it lost all that 1,700 and it lost my stop loss down here. So what we've done is we're building this tool, my business partner who's actually doing the programming for this. I've explained this to him a few days ago, and he got it. He got it straight away. He understood what he needed to do, and he just confirmed with with me this morning. And so now he's starting to build that. We don't know how long that's going to take. It could be a day or two. It could be a week. But that's basically what's going to happen inside your back office. You're going to have a tool to set that up. So if you've got any questions regarding that, then let me know in the Google chat there. Put any questions that you've got in capital letters. Okay, put them in capital letters, and I was wondering where you were, Graham. Okay, so there's people having a little chat amongst themselves. So let me know that you've got that. I'm going to leave that on the screen on the board for a moment, and then what I'll do is if the penny has dropped with you, that's great. If the penny's not dropped with you, that's great. Just let me know whether you've got any questions about that. And if you haven't got a question, just say no question, no question. If you've got a question, put it into capital letters, and I'll try and answer that in a moment. Now, what I'm going to do is, while I'm waiting for your questions, I want to say to you, I've got another hangout this afternoon, okay, which is called the launch, okay, of the betting option box. Yes, very well explained, JR. Okay, thanks for that, Mike. So we got a hangout this afternoon where I'm going to talk about launch dates, and I'm going to talk to people how they're going to get access to the binary option bot and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be in the hangout that I'm going to be doing later on this afternoon. So let me now share my screen. That's probably the next thing I need to do, is to share my screen, and I want to just hide that. So I'll share my screen, and let me just quit these. I've just got to quit a few things here because there's no point me having them open. So I'll share the screen. Let me know if you can see the screen okay. So I shall come to the hangout and have a look to see if I'm sharing my screen. And it looks like I might be able to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up really what one of the Zukul members asked, if I could set up two bots, one demo and one live, so that we can compare them. So hopefully you're seeing my screen now. It looks like you are. So I'll just wait for a few moments for the hangout to catch up. But if you could let me know you're seeing the screen, that would be fantastic. Right, you've got me. Thanks for that, Teresa. So what I want to do first off is I want to go over to Zukul. Okay. Now, when you come into Zukul, you would come into your trading bot dashboard. Okay. So I go to the trading bot dashboard, And then what you want to do is you want to come to the tab that says binary bots. If you've got access to it, you'll see this next screen. If you've not got access to it, then you need to watch today's the hangout that I do later on today that'll tell you how to get access to it. But look, I've got some bots that are running at the moment, okay? And as you can see, I've paused the live ones. That's because the assets that I'm trading in at the moment are offline. For whatever reason, they're offline. So what I don't like to do, as soon as I see them go offline, I pause the bot, okay? Because I found that when the asset comes back online, the chart can be really crazy all straight away, and you can lose your profit. So at the moment, I've got these free bots here that are running live. So I've got 54.49 profit, $3.11 and $3.54, and then I've got a demo bot down here that's got a profit of 850. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a couple of bots now. So if you're going to do this with me, obviously you can't do it with the live because you don't have live, but I'm going to do live, and this is how I do things. Okay, so first thing I do is I duplicate my tabs. So I right click, duplicate the tab, so I'll have exactly the same tab open as what I had before. Now, because I'm going to set up two bots, I need two duplicates of tabs. Okay, so duplicate the tab. So now I've got three tabs open, all displaying the same screen. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do with the one of these tabs is I'm going to come up to the menu item here. Sorry, I'm going to go to this big blue button. Going to go to that big blue button, click the blue button, and it's going to load a screen for me, which looks like this. So now what I want to do is I want to duplicate this screen. So I'm going to come over here and click on that blue button. So now I've got two screens that are identical. So that's this one and this one. As you can see, I rock between the tabs and they're identical. And then I got this one over here. Right, so this one I'm just keeping for information, and this one is, these two I'm going to copy. But first off, I want to search for what I'm going to trade with. Okay, so I'm going to come to cryptocurrencies again, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pop in $100 as my budget, and I'm going to click this button as a filter. Don't push your enter key because it doesn't work properly. Okay, make sure you push the filter, because when you push that button, it tells it tells the system, the robot, to get you some figures back, you know, and it has to run through a query into some tables that it's got. So clicking enter doesn't do the right thing. So you need to click the button. So click the button. And then what that does, it brings you back this screen, which just shows you the cryptocurrencies. And then it shows you the last 3 days of what would happen, what happened over the last 3 days, and what was the best strategy, what was the best algorithm, and what was the best formula to use. Okay, it shows you that what that particular day was. So we got 3 days there: 2nd of October, 1st of October, and the 30th of September. We're now on Wednesday, the 3rd of October. So obviously we haven't got the data for that for Wednesday, the 3rd of October, because in the UK, the 3rd of October is still in motion. It's not finished. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look down here to see charts that the numbers that I like. Now, what I'm not looking for, I'm not necessarily looking for a high number, but what I want to do is definitely I want to see all green that goes across. So these are all green. Green means that a profit was made. If you see a red, a minus, it means that there was money lost on that day. So at the top here, we got Bitcoin. Here we got Siacoin. So I just want to check Siacoin. I'm just going to refresh this because I thought that was offline. Let me just, it may well have come back online. Then I can check the, let me just refresh this. So I can check the chart to see how the chart's going. So here it's saying Siacoin's off. So on here, it's showing us Siacoin. So my guess is, of course, this was the data for the last 3 days. Donkey. Right. So basically what we're doing is I look for all green. The next thing I look is that there's some sort of consistency. Now, it can either be it's similar amount of money, or it can be an increase in money, or it could be a decrease in money. Ideally, I either want it to be sitting stable, which means, you know, like this one at the top here, it's 143, 167. Those two are quite stable and there's an increase, but then it dropped down. Okay. So I don't know what's going to happen today, do I? Because if it's dropped from, you know, 167 and 143 down to $3, you know, I'm probably going to stay away from that. What I want to do is see it in the other way. If that $3 was at this end and then it went up into higher numbers, then I would probably look at that asset. You see that here? This is not bad. 292, 87, 91. That to me is not bad. That's not bad. So coming down here again, I'm looking for something. Again, this is not bad. It dropped down, but it banged up. It went back up to that 135. So the dash is not looking is looking okay as well. I don't like this. Is not too bad, but not so. It's a bit high and then a big drop. Okay, here you see high, dropped. So I'd stay away from that, definite, because there's this minus there. Now, just because there's a minus at the front, if this was a minus, then it increased and then it increased again, I may well have choose that coin if that was the only pair that I could choose. So coming down here, look at this one. This one looks fairly okay to me. So I'm going to work with this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, this is the one I'm doing. I'm just going to copy that name. Okay. And as you can see here, we're looking at the strategy first. We've got strategy A, strategy B, strategy A. So the majority is strategy A. So I'm going to choose strategy A. Okay. It still keeps me all in green with the strategy A. Now, the next thing I'm going to look at is the algorithm. So it's 100, 30, and 40. So it looks like the lower numbers are better than the higher number. So all I'm just going to do is take a stab in the dark and choose 50. Go halfway. Now you see I've got a loss there. I've got a loss. Now I'm going to look at the formulas. So we've got the 1, 3, 12, and 42. We've got the 1, 5, 25, and 125. And we've got, sorry, at the end here, we've got 1, 5, and 25. So all I'm going to do is also, I want to look at the budgets. You see here, I've got $55. Remember I said when I searched this, I wanted $100. Okay, trade with 100. So the first day there, going back 3 days ago, I was in my budget. This day in the middle, going back 2 days ago, I'm over my budget. It says I needed 436 to lose 57. Okay, I'd have had to trade with 436. So that means the bot would have lost a lot more than 57. It would have lost 436 at some point throughout the day, but eventually would have made some money. But it would have still been down 57.73. And then this one over here says I need a budget of 26 to get 129. So I'm hoping now that I could get this within a budget and get it green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my strategies now. My formulas. And I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm doing 111. So now, as you could see, 850, 14. I've got a minus over here. I don't want a minus on the screen. Still got a minus. It's gone down 58, 970, and so on. Let's have a look again. Got a minus that come in the middle. Got a minus that's there. So it looks like I'm not going to have any luck with this particular bot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down to there. Now I'm going to change the algorithm. Okay, I'm going to change the algorithm. I'm going to start down at 10, see what happens. So 10's no good. 20's no good. No. 30. It's just amazing how this changes things for you. Right, so you see I've got a 40 in there. So I've got a 15, 20, 11.90, and a 20. And I've got a budget of 28.90 on that day over here, the third day over this side. I've got a budget of 23.90, and I've got a budget of 3. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is go and have a look at the chart for this, because let me just have a look what 50% does. No, see, so 40 is the sweet number. And if I maybe pop that up a bit, I could, but do I go over budget? Yeah, I go over budget, $9 here. So I'll put that formula down here to the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay. And so I want to go over and look at this. I want to go and look at this chart. So I come up to here, and I'm on cryptocurrencies. And what I want is here. What was it? I forget what it was called now. Is it gone offline? This is the thing that's, it looks, there it is, it's offline. Can you believe that? So we can't choose that particular pair. So let's come down a little bit further. And if we're looking here, what we got here, let's just have a look what's online. We've got Bitcoin Cash. So let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Let's see if we can find Bitcoin Cash. Let's just do this and then write in here cash. There we are. So Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so we got Bitcoin Cash. We got a strategy A, strategy B, strategy A. So I'm going to choose strategy A. Then we've got a 50 algorithm, a 10 and a 90. It's a bit all over the place. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to pop into the 50. Wow, no good at all. Next thing I'm going to do is the formula. I've got 1, 3, 12, 42. 1, 5, 25, 1, 3, 42. So I'm going to change this to 1, 3, 42. That one there. It's telling me I'm running at a loss. So now I've got to play with this algorithm. I'm going to come down at 10 and see if I can get Bitcoin Cash into a profit. Let's just have a look. It says I'm in profit over the few days, but I've got a loss there, and I don't really want a loss on the last day. Yeah, so it looks like Bitcoin Cash is no good for me. Coming back here again, I've got this RGUR. So let's search for that one. Find that. What was it? RGUR. Was it RGUR? RUG. Okay, sorry. RUG. There we go. So that's here. Look, that's. Let's just go through the process here. What we got 111, so I'm going to do formula 10 10 10, so that looks okay. 10. I'm going to choose 111, no good. I'm going to choose 14 there, no good. I'm going to stick. Let me just come here. Never worked with children, internet and trading bots, so it doesn't look like I'm going to have a lot of luck with this one either. So let's come back again. I've got to find one. And this is the process you have to go through. So we got Dash there. Let's have a look at what Dash is going to give us. So let's look for Dash. Here's Dash, showing all of a profit, which is good. Formula A, Formula A, Formula B. So I'm going to choose Formula A. Then we got algorithm 40, 10 and 60. So I'm just going to go halfway for the moment. Then we've got 1, 3, 12, 42. 1, 3. Oh, look at that. They're all the same. So we're going to go 1, 3, 12, 42. So now what we're going to do is play with the algorithm. So let's do 10. So we got too many losses there. Too many losses. We're in a profit, but got 2 losses. Can you believe that? Too many losses. 50. No, it's not going to be what we got there. We're at 100. We've got too big of a loss. You know, we've got too much of a down loss there for that particular coin. So let me just close this out. Obviously, these guys are doing something on their site. You know what I might do? Let's just have a look to see what else we got. So if I come back to here, I'm just going to refresh this screen. Okay. And we're going to just choose all and then see what we can find with the choose all. Okay. And this is the thing when you do things with live. So I've got it on live assets, on all assets. Sorry. I'm going to put in $100 again, and I'm going to click filter. And we're just going to go through now and see what we got. So look at, we got euros and USD at the top here. So let's just go and check that the currency euros USD is euros. No, that's not it. Euros USD. Let's have a look at the chart quickly. Chart's not great because it's down. It's mainly down below. So I'm not really want to choose that asset. Next one we got is, let's see what else we got online. These ones, look, asset goes offline goes online in 4 hours. So you could choose something like that and set it to come on in 4 hours time. Let's just see if we can find one, because the markets are not open. So we've got this AD USD. So let's come here. Let's look at that AD USD. There it is. Again, it's not a great chart. You see, it's below this middle Bollinger Band, and I don't like that. Okay. So let's come and have another look. Let's find ADCAD. Let's have a look at that. AUDCAD. So let's go AUDCAD. Look at that chart. I'm keeping away from that one. So let's have a look at the Japanese yen against the Australian dollar. Let's try the dollar against the yen. Is it? Again, it's not a great chart, you see, because it's down below. You know, I wouldn't be trading on charts like this in real time. So let's come. We just tried that. Let's try the CAD CHF. CAD. Where have we got? CAD CHF. Not bad, not too bad, not brilliant, but not bad. So I'm gonna choose this. Okay. Now I'm gonna play with this one. So that's this one here. So what I've got to do is strategy C, strategy A, strategy C. So the strategy that's more prominent there is C. Then I've got algorithm 70, 30, and 60. So I'm just going to bang in the middle a moment. And then what we got here, we got 16854, 1864. Here we've got 13, and here, well, I just think we just chose. We go down the bottom first. Let's have a look. 111. Not bad with 111. Look at that. So I don't like 111s. I prefer at least that one. So now I'm going to play with this algorithm and to see what I get. You see here, I've got a 5, 4, and up to 42. Ain't bad. It's not bad, and it's only got a small budget: $7, $25. $2.89. So let's just see what happens if I change that to 50, and I will go up through the patterns just to see, because sometimes it drops back in again. No, so I'm going to go back down to 40, and I'm just going to notch up a bit. Let's notch up a bit. Just gone over my budget a little bit, 122, 36, but I quite like that because it's got an increase. You see, 13, 23, 58. 160. I'm going to choose this. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get this, copy this, come to the other screen now, and I want to find that on the other screen, which is there. So I'm going to click select. So now I'm going to be running two of these open things parallel because I want them to run at the same time. So just find that again on there, which is there, and I'm going to click select. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this live pair 1, okay, and this is going to be this one. I'm going to call it demo pair 1. So I know that this is the two things together. So I'm going to make these boxes identical, okay, in two different tabs. So I'm going this one. The only thing that's going to be different on this one, it's going to be live. Then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to change all of this. I'm going to come over here and make sure that that's the same. I've got the pair, so I need the strategy. Here, the strategy, I've got C, so I'm going to choose C from this drop-down menu. Then I'm going to come over here, and I've got algorithm 40. You're going to come back here, choose algorithm 40. Okay. Then it says select the formula, and the formula is 1, 3, 12, 42. So I'm going to choose 1, 3, 12, 42. Now I'm going to set my budget. Okay. So I'm going to set my budget. So I'm going to say in here, I've got 1 plus 3 plus 12 plus 42 equals 58. Now I want that to run at least 4 times. So I'm going to say times that by 4. So I'm going to put in my budget 232. Okay. This is in the demo one. So come back here, and I'm going to put in here 232. Okay. My first bet is $1. First bet is $1. Target profit, I'm not going to do. Duration, I'm going to put 72 hours. Okay. And then on this one, I'm going to put duration of 72 hours. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, this is the live one. I'm going to click the start button. It's going to say, thank you very much, Jeremy. I've done that for you. I'm going to let this load. Let this load. So there I've got my bot pair live one at the top there. And now I'm going to do the same for the demo. I'm going to start it. You see, so I've got them starting at the same time. Okay, got them starting at the same time with the same settings. So I've got one that's running on a demo, which as you can see at the top here, and one that's running on a live. Both identical. So now we're going to look to see, is there a difference between demo and live? Okay. I don't believe there is, because obviously we've run this test ourselves, but I'm just doing this for you guys so you can see if there's a test between live and demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to the Hangout, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. and see if you've got any questions. If you haven't, I'm going to end this hangout here, and see. There you go. So Dave's happy now. So if you want to do, when you do bots, this is what you want to do. You want to do, if you're going to test bots, okay, with the same pair but with a different formula, then you need to set them up in identical windows. You know, duplicate the windows, because if you take 10-15 minutes to set the second bot up, then it started 10-15 minutes later. So that it can't be identical, can it? I was literally a few seconds, probably less than a minute. So I would say that I'm pretty identical. I've started checking who's online first. Exactly, you know, that's a great thing, Graham. Check that who's online, or what pairs are online. But you've got lots to choose from there. Why do you qualify the stop loss? Well, let me just tell you, Teresa. If I come back here, okay, and I'm just going to edit the setting. I'm not going to change the bot, you see. So if I looked at the formula, okay, I'm just going to wipe this off the board, and I'm just going to tell you the formula that was chose there. So hopefully you can see the board. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a bit of this tissue, and I'm going to dry that. So let me know. You should be still seeing my screen. So the formula was this, okay. So the formula was 1, 3, 12, 42. That was the formula. And the first bet was $1. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm just going to be on the hangout so I can make sure I can see the screen. So the first bet was $1. So what that means is that this out of the formula, the first bet you're going to do is, I'm going to put the dollar sign there, is $1. Okay, $1. If that bet loses, so if there's a loss there, the next bet would be $3. Okay. If that loses again, if there's another loss, the next bet would be $12. This is called martingale formula. And if that loses again, the next bet would be $42. And it doesn't have to mean that it loses each on 4 candles in a row. It could lose now. It could wait 3, 4, 5 candles, 10 candles, 30 candles. Doesn't matter. But when it wants to place its next bet and it says the candle's in the right place, every condition is right for me, I'm going to place my next bet. But providing it lost the last one, it will then place $3. So now if I get my calculator, okay, and I'd say $1 plus $3 plus $12 plus $42 equals $58. So I would need to have a stop loss at least $58, because if I had a stop loss at 50, it can't place that last bet. Because what the bot will do, you know, if you're at let's just say that you put your stop loss. So let's just say you had the 12, 15, 16. Okay, let's just say you had your stop loss at 20. Well, here it's spent already 16. Now the bot knows that it wants to place another bet of 42, but it hasn't got 42. You've said it's got 20. So the bot won't even attempt to do that, and it will just put it into the goal reached, because it can't make the last bet because it knows it doesn't have enough money to do it. So what I do is I'll just get rid of that. What I do is I add up what it needs to run. So I'm saying if I have a stop loss of 58, that means my bot can trade 1, 2, 3, 4 times before my money runs out. Well, I don't want it to lose, obviously, but I don't want to limit the bot because I haven't given it enough room to work with. So what I tend to do is I would at least sometimes, so if I take that 58, I would at least double it, so times 2. So at least say that my stop loss is now going to be 116. So that means it's got to lose that, and it's got another run of that. So there's a run here it can do of that, and it's got another run that it can do. So it could lose 8 times in a row, and still I haven't used it. It would wait until it got to the 8th one, and then it would say, well, I'm not going to lose any more money, and it would stop. But I don't like to do, this is free, this is one run, okay? This is 2 runs. So you could, again, if you take the 58 and times that by 3, you know, you could say, I'll have a stop loss of 174. That would be 3 runs. So that means it would have to lose, you know, 4, 8, 12 times in a row before it hit your stop loss. So now I'm going to say, which is what I did, is I think I set it for 4 times. So I did 58 times 4 is 232. That means it's got to lose 16 times in a row before I've lost all my money, before I get to here. I think it's not likely it's going to lose that. If you put the stop loss too small, the bot can run into trouble, you know, because the charts are all over the place. It can run out of money, and then an hour later, the charts can be nice and stable again, and it could have started making money. Obviously, I don't want to lose $230, but I've got to be prepared. You know, you've got to, you know, you've got to speculate to accumulate, if you like. And again, as I always say, whenever you're trading, okay, you mustn't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. You know, if you're trading with this amount of money and you say, well, actually, that's my council bill that I've got to pay, or that happens to be my electric bill that I've got to pay. You shouldn't be using that. What you want to be using is disposable money. And when I mean disposable money, money that's not going to have impact on your life. It's not going to affect your life whatsoever. You know, if you have a £5 or $5 or €5 in your pocket, and you walk down the street, and you decide to go into the shop and buy yourself some chewing gum or a can of Coke or whatever, and you go to get the £5, $5, €5, and it's not there. You've dropped it on the floor somewhere. Yeah, you're a bit peed off because you've lost £5, $5 or €5, but it's not impacted on your life. You're still going to be able to go home and your house is still going to be there. You're still going to be able to feed yourself, your children and your family. You're still going to be able to do all the other things in your life. It's just at that moment in time, you couldn't buy the can of Coke. Okay? That's what I call disposable money. So if you was to, you know, when you go out for a night out and you maybe take the wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband out for a meal, and you maybe, I don't know, you say, let's go to have a pizza. We'll have a bottle of wine and we'll have a pizza each. In the UK, it's probably going to cost you £70 to £100. When you've had that meal, yes, you've enjoyed the pizza, yes, you've enjoyed the bottle of wine, but that £100 hasn't impacted on your life. Yes, it's improved your pleasure time at that time, but your house is going to be there. Still, you can provide for your family. Still, your bills are going to be paid. That's disposable income. You should only be using money to trade that's disposable income. If you're trading with the last bit of money you got in the bank, you're an idiot, okay? You shouldn't be doing that. You only trade with what you can afford to lose. And of course, if you're trading and you see, because I've got in my budget, I've got in my total budget that I've got in this particular bot, I think I've got $700, but I had $1,000. I had $1,000, okay? That and it's gone down to 700, not because that I've you know, that the bot's not worked for me, but purely because I'm just testing everything. I'm going in testing all the different pairs, not because I want to make money, because this is money I can afford to lose. I can afford to lose a lot more than 1,000. So for me, it's education. So I'm paying this out so that I can find the tools that I need, like the tool I showed you earlier in the Hangout, where we're going to be doing this moving profit and stop loss, okay? I have to discover that for myself to go, this is what I need to do. And I'm prepared to spend a bit of money doing that, okay? I'm prepared because by me spending the money, hopefully it's going to stop you losing money, okay? If that makes sense, you know? And so I'll come back to the Hangout and see if there's any more questions. Let's just have a look. Why does the clock on the bot show 246 AL, the time instead of real time? Well, maybe Mike, mine shows my bot, I believe. Let me have a look, because let me go and have a look. You see, my bot's here. Let's just refresh this screen. So we're now here at 10:41 a.m. in the UK. So let's just, so it says here I set my bot up at 2:52. Okay, so I got to guess that that's the server time, but I'll check that with the programmers because it should really be in your local time. But I will check that with the programmers. So coming back, what else is there? Dave Vaughan, what we got here? Great explanation. Understand now. Cheers. Yeah. So if you've got any more questions, you got to let me know. Okay, you got to let me know if you've got any more questions, so that I can you know, finish this hangout, and then I'm going to do another hangout in about an hour's time. I think at 12 o'clock I've got to somehow get a presentation done, some slides done, but I want to talk to you about the launch date, how you can get your hands on this robot, and also how you can, you know, when we're going to be launching this particular robot, and when and how you're going to get access to it, and how much it's going to cost, and all that stuff there. So if you've got no more questions, if you could just put the word no in there, just because I know the hangout's a bit slow in catching up. So let me know if you've got any more questions about what we've just talked about in this hangout. If not, I'm going to end it. So I'm just going to clean the board off. Okay, I'm waiting for either a capital letters to say you've got another question. Could we get more options for the filter? Well, there is some more options coming, but you know, I don't know what you mean. Could you? The best thing to do, Stefan, is to send in a support ticket suggesting what you know, what suggestions you've got. You know, because when you say, "Can we get more filters?" Well, what filter do you want? I don't know. So send in a support ticket, Stefan, if you wouldn't mind, and tell your suggestion there, and they'll pass it on to me. And if we feel it's something that we want to do, we'll do it. But what I can tell you we're going to be doing, we're going to be, when you go into your, if I quickly share the screen, I'll just show you what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be adding that new tool at some point. I don't know when, but hopefully in the next day or so. Okay. Now what you're going to see here at the top here is you're going to have archives for live, archives for demos. You're going to have your active live, which means you're trading with money, and your active demos. And then when you go into each one of them, you'll have a total at the top telling you whether you're in profit over all of your bots, okay? And you'll be able to filter to see a particular pair, you know, so you'll be able to compare, say, burst for all the times that you've done burst. Has it been profitable for you? Have you made a loss? You'll be able to pick time frames, you know, maybe the last 4 days, what have I made in the last 4 days? So there's a lot of stuff that's going to go on in here. Between now and the launch, okay? Between now and the launch. And if you want to know about the launch, the hangout that I'm going to do in about an hour's time. So yeah, we will have some more things in here that are going to go inside there. So I'm going to wrap things up now, and I want to thank you very much for joining me on this quick little hangout. Well, it's not, it's nearly 45 minutes. I'll see you in an hour, just over an hour, because I'm doing it at 12 o'clock UK time. So that's lunchtime UK time, which is in an hour's time. I'll see you in an hour's time. Have a fantastic another hour, and I'll speak to you soon. Tutty bye.